İyi günler sevgili basketbol severler. Anadolu Efes'in yeni transferi James Anderson'la birlikteyiz. James Anderson'ın İstanbul'a Türkiye'ye ikinci gelişi. Bu hatırlayacaksınız. Darüşşafaka Doğuş'ta da bir sezon oynamıştı. Yine Euroleague'de. Bu sezonda Anadolu Efes forması giyecek. James, welcome back.
Thank you.
You missed Istanbul, I guess, huh?
I did.
You did.
It's a lot of sun here than it was in Moscow.
How was, well, I'm going to get to that, but Istanbul is one of the cities that's preferred by especially American players, right?
Yeah, it's a lot similar to some of the cities back home, so
Yeah.
it definitely give you that feel.
Okay, now this will be your fourth season in EuroLeague, fourth season in Europe, and fourth team. But your NBA career is longer than your EuroLeague career.
Yeah.
Can we say that you closed the chapter on the NBA, or if the right team makes the right offer, do you still have hopes of playing there one day?
Like you said, if the right opportunity come across, I would definitely be open to going back, but it's not something that I'm just chasing. Right now, I'm comfortable playing where I'm at in Europe, in EuroLeague, I think the second biggest stage of basketball, so I'm happy.
Now, the last two teams, Žalgiris Kaunas, they're like a basketball legendary team. They were not a very strong team while you were there. They were still not bad.
Yeah.
But the last two teams you played for, Darüşşafaka Doğuş and Kimki, they made the playoffs in EuroLeague history for the first time in their histories.
Yeah.
So you kind of like what you bring to the table as far as your teams, right?
For sure. Like I said, starting off in Žalgiris, make the top 16, which was one of their goals for their team, and then going to Darüşşafaka, we made we made the top 8, and then made the top 8 last year. So I can only go up from here. Top 4 is the goal this year for sure.
Well, I'm going to ask you a little about your NBA career, but you brought the interview to such a point now. Anadolu Efes, the last time they made a Final Four was 2001. And they had made two back-to-back, 2000 and 2001. So they did not have a very good year last year, but the standards and the expectations are always so high here. And maybe they're the only team in Turkey this season, because of the situation with the euro and the dollar, to increase their budget from last season. So putting these two together, do you feel the expectations the minute you walk into camp or practice or even pre-games,
For sure. I feel like in Turkey, period, they hold you to a high standard of winning for sure. Especially it was the same when I was in
Darüşşafaka.
Yep, and this year definitely will be with the budget increase and the caliber of players that we have on the team. And I think we have a great chance, but we'll just have to go out and do it.
How do you see your role with the team looking back? How many weeks have you been here now? Has it been a month yet?
Yeah, about a month.
About a month. Looking at the past month, how do you see your role? How do you see the team as a whole? Because they'll be a little different, I think, from what they tried to play in the past. I don't know if I'm correct, but
it's early. We just got all of our guys here, and it'll be a while before we really just be on that level. But as of now, I think guys have been playing hard. We're still trying to figure each other out. But at this point, it's a good point to be at to keep continuing to prove on. We've been winning some games and lost a couple, but I think we're at a great point right now to move forward.
You had some very good games. How difficult is it to adjust every season to a new team, new coach, new teammates, new city? Kaunas is very different from Istanbul. Moscow region, it's not even Moscow, is it? Moscow region is very
Kimki,
different,
It's kind of tough, but like I said, basketball is, I think, it brings a lot of people together as far as, the Turkish guys here accepted us with open arms, all the foreigners, and that makes it easier to adjust when you have a bunch of guys who helping and open and willing to help you get adjusted. Like this organization, all the organizations I've been on have been first class. So, like I said, it makes it a lot easier for you and your family to adjust.
What was the key factor in you deciding to come to Efes? Because Kimki made the playoffs for the first time in their history, and the Americans, I think Jenkins is continuing there, right? Thomas, and also Gil, who went from Turkey to Kimki. What was your decision in leaving Kimki and joining us here at Anadolu Efes?
It was definitely a tough decision, but it was something that me and my agent and my wife come to a conclusion about. That it felt right for me to come here and continue back in Istanbul with a roster that they built to have a chance to make a Final Four.
Were you married when you played for Darüşşafaka?
Yes.
So she knows Istanbul, and
yes, yeah.
So she's the boss of the family, maybe. A little.
I mean, she's the head of the household. She keeps herself running while back home when I need to, and like I said, she'll be here soon to get everything organized.
She stays with you the whole season, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Tyler Honeycutt was your teammate. Mm-hmm. It was a shock for everybody involved in basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how close you were to him, but some of the things that his mother told after the incident, he did not want to go back to Moscow region, and he was kind of having a breakdown.
Yeah.
When he was with you guys, was there any indications that he might get involved in a situation like this?
Never.
Huh?
The Tyler we knew wouldn't hurt a fly. So definitely not himself. I mean, it was like you said, it was a shock to us. It was nothing that we could have even crossed our mind last year. We had such a close team, such a close bond between all of us last year, and I mean, that really was a sad moment for
now,
us.
You lived at the Moscow region. You said that Kimki is an excellent organization. Did the location play a role in his looking at things at such a different way, you know?
That's what I'm saying. I would have never thought, but I mean, like you never know what people are going through or behind the scenes. For me, he lived in a better location than I did, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the factor was or what it could have been. Like I said, we never knew. We never even thought. And with us, it was always fun and laughter, and never nothing even close to that.
He was a big high school star.
Yeah.
Maybe once he got back home, his career was supposed to be, or his surroundings, his friends expected a better career, but he was doing pretty well, you know.
Doing very well. I know for me and him just talking when both of us was injured, I felt like he was in a good place. I knew he was frustrated with injuries, but that was all of us. So I'm not sure what the case was. Like I said, most all of our talks was all laughter and just having a good time around each other.
Now, luck plays such an important role in a person's career. To be at the right place at the right time, right organization, right coach, right teammates. Now, you were Player of the Year in your conference. You got drafted in first round by San Antonio, 20th pick. It's a team, anyways, from what we know about it from the TV shows and the newspapers and the media, that everybody wants to play for.
For sure.
You know, Popovich is an outstanding coach, probably one of the top 3 or 4 coaches in NBA history. And you got off to a pretty good start there. You were shooting 50% from the 3, and you were averaging about 7 points a game. You were getting his confidence, you know, and then stress fracture.
Yeah.
Was that the biggest setback in your career so far as opening a, you know, different road for you?
Yeah, for sure. I never had any injuries up until then. I can't recall missing more than a game, but maybe for a sprained ankle or sickness or something like that. So when that happened, it was a real setback, and it was frustrating for a long time. And I felt like that kind of, like you said, it was a bad break for me.
You were also a little unlucky in that, in your absence, Gary Neal and Danny Green played excellent, and they got Pop's confidence in them that you were about to get until your injury.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the league. You got to take the opportunity when you can and to get a break. So I mean, they definitely took that chance and ran with it. So it was kind of hard for me to get back in the rotations of things, and get back to like I said, back in Pop's trust. So it was definitely a big break.
Did you get enough chances to prove yourself the second season you were with the San Antonio Spurs? Do you feel?
The second time I came back, it was I knew going in it was a temporary thing, but I thought I had some decent minutes and time there. But I mean, each time I was there, I took some from it. Took some from the guys, Tim, Manu, Tony, all those guys. That's
like
as far
school,
as
huh?
yeah. That's as far as
treating
the game right, and when you treat the game right, it gives back to you. So I've been blessed. To continue to be on a high level in a professional basketball team.
So your 2.5 seasons there improved your basketball skills and your basketball understanding, just being with those guys, playing once in a while and practicing every day, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, then Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl Morey, do we have anything against him? Because you had a 36-point game against Houston when you were at Philadelphia. Little vengeance? Yeah, the way you're laughing, I think.
It wasn't nothing personal. It was just, like I said, I just tried to just get back at. Playing against a recent team,
to
you
prove
want
that he made a mistake.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you have to. So that was the only thing. Nothing personal.
And in Philadelphia, you had your best season.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a very good team. It was a weak team, but you averaged double figures. And then, what are you thinking when your season with Philadelphia is over?
Mm-hmm.
You got offers from Europe because
Mm-hmm.
you had a good NBA season. Weren't there any other offers, or did you just say, well, I kind of know what type of player they're looking at me as, and I better try something new?
No, I had other offers. It was just the fact of some here was either take now or is off the table, or do you wait? It's kind of a dilemma.
Kind of like
do you wait?
time limit that they put on it forced your hand, huh?
No, it's not that it forced my hand. Like I chose to come back instead of waiting on an NBA team to continue to talk or whatever. I felt like it was a good opportunity when I came back to play for Black and play on that team. And like I said, I enjoy NBA and I enjoy being in Europe. So it's nothing I regret that I've done in the decisions that I made.
You guys, I did some of your games when you played with David Blatt. It looked like you guys were having fun, huh?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely a fun team.
Wanamaker, Woolwick, and you.
Yeah, Adrian. Burkhan. Wilbekin.
No, I forgot his name. Cheska. Claiborne.
Oh, yeah.
Will Claiborne.
Yeah.
Claiborne. Okay, now, after Darüşşafaka, did you have offers again from the NBA, or did you accept Kim Key's offer because financially, or it was EuroLeague, or?
I always wanted to stay EuroLeague. I definitely had other offers as well. Like I said, I lay all my offers out and talk it over with my family and my agent, and go for there and see which one fits the best.
Okay, now you come into a team. Okay, they haven't made a Final Four in a while, but it's one of the prime teams in EuroLeague. Okay, as we said, the expectations are high. You have 9 new players, a new coach, who's probably a little different than David Blatt. I don't know your 1 month experience would confirm that or what, but he's a little different. And I've been watching now for the last hour or so. You guys come along quickly as far as blending in with each other, huh?
Yeah, for sure. The 2 weeks that we had in Italy, really the guys, we all bonded between if playing games we all play on the phones or Mario Kart, anything that's just to get some team chemistry. And like I said, all the games that we played, everybody kind of figured each other out and kind of know what to expect from guys. And like I said, it's a team full of great guys. And like I said, the expectations are high, and we want to try our best to fulfill them.
One of the problems FS has had in recent years is filling the stadium. You know, when things are going very well, it happened during the first season for a period when Ivkovic was here. You know, it gets pretty full. But road games are so important in EuroLeague. And when a team comes here and sees 2,000, 3,000 fans in a 12,000 stadium, it probably motivates them. And it affects you guys negatively.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you have any problems like this with any of the other teams as far as drawing fans or, you know, using the home field advantage sufficiently enough? Kimki maybe?
No. Actually, Kimki, we had a great fan base, especially for EuroLeague last year, and it was kind of
Zalgiris, I'm not even going to mention.
But yeah, it's definitely kind of mind-blowing, especially for the home team when you don't have a lot of fans that come out. But I mean, you said road games are very important. I felt like that's where we won a lot of games last year. We won a lot of games on the road, but couldn't win a lot at home. So it definitely plays a factor when you have teams coming in and don't see a lot of fans in the
Now,
stands.
you lived in Kaunas for 1 year. Every time I go there, I'm amazed at the basketball culture.
Yes,
you know,
it's insane.
When you went out with your wife, were they always asking about basketball or about the team, about upcoming games, or every time in Kaunas? Every time we go somewhere there after a game, everybody's talking basketball.
Yeah, for sure. My wife wasn't there in Kaunas with me my first year. She was pregnant with my daughter. So I was there by myself, and anytime I went out, the fans always approached me about.
You got mobbed.
Yeah, about basketball. So like that fan base is crazy, and it definitely was a great place to play, especially for my first year.
It was cold though, right? Like
yeah, it was cold, but not as cold as Moscow.
Moscow's colder, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
You won't have that problem here at this side.
I don't think pretty cold here when I was here the first time for like a couple weeks. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Snow?
It was snowing for like 2 weeks.
I don't remember that, but you probably remember it.
I remember
much better. Now, last season you played with Alexis Shved. Okay, he pretty much dominates the game, and I think it takes a certain adjustment with players that are playing with him. You won't have anybody dominating the ball that much on FS. Comparing the two, is it easier for you, pressure-wise, to know that someone is going to be taking most of the blame if something goes wrong, or most of the credit if something goes right, or a situation like this where everybody's got a different role, you know?
Yeah.
You try and get everybody involved in the game. Which do you prefer as a player?
I think for everybody to be involved, because, I mean, all the blame shouldn't be on him. Even though if he take the responsibility, we still all out there on the court to
Although
try
I think
get the
you
win.
guys got some bad whistles especially in the
for sure.
first two playoff games.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, you could have advanced 3-1
Yeah.
easily yourself.
Yeah. Like you said, I mean, it's a team game. You can't put the responsibility all on one person. Just because, I mean, he's the star of the team or our go-to guy, all of them it's not on him. I mean, everybody's involved. Everybody got to be involved, and I think that's what it takes for you to win and make it to the top.
In this organization, what would be your favorite position? Shooting guard, small guard? Sometimes you're used on a short team as a 4 because of your build, where you can catch a few mismatches on offense and get caught on a few mismatches on defense.
Definitely advantage on offense, but then I had to come down and wrestle the big guy on defense. So, but I think being a small forward this year will be a fun spot. I'm sure I won't have to play much for this year with Adrian and Brock and our 4-man. So, I mean, last year I played a little when other teams were small. So, I mean, but I enjoy wrestling with the big and then coming down and having a mismatch on the 4.
Oh, you like that?
It's a challenge for me that I like.
Compared with the NBA, it's a coaches' league, isn't it?
What's that?
Compared with the NBA, EuroLeague's more of a coaches' league. I mean, the coaches dominate the game here much more, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's one of the things that's kind of different than the NBA.
It's more professional, their approach to players in the NBA. Here, camps, curfew. Some teams, I don't know if FS has it, but
it's different. Like I said, for here it's more, like you said, it's more coaches and stuff are hands-on.
But you're used to it now, fourth season,
for sure.
right?
I've definitely adjusted and learned how it works and how everything goes over here. So it's nothing that I can't handle or haven't heard of over here. So,
well, James, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hopefully, you guys have a great season.
Thank you.
Because a lot of sacrifice went into assembling this roster financially in Turkey with the present situation. Hopefully, you stay a while.
Hope so.
You might, since your wife likes Istanbul.
I know.
And hopefully that you will be one of the important factors in getting Anadolu Efes back to the Final Four. Because 2001, 2019, it'll be 18 years. It's a long time.
We'll put forth the effort and try to get there.
Yeah. It will be something the fans would really appreciate because FS really needs to be there, and they have a good roster. Hopefully things will come together quickly. 9 new players, but hopefully the stadium will fill for your EuroLeague games at least, and you'll get the support that you need, that'll motivate you, make you concentrate better, and have a great season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Evet sevgili basketbol severler, Anadolu Efes'in yeni transferi, bayağı her şeyi konuştuk James Anderson'la. NBA, NCAA, eski takımları Efes ve bu sezon hem ona hem Anadolu Efes'e başarılar diliyoruz. Ben Murat Muratoğlu, James Anderson'la birlikte hepinize iyi günler diliyorum. Hoşça kalın.